Hello everyone and welcome back to this humble abode of gameplay and memes. Today we once again return to Supreme Commander Forged Alliance Forever, where I bring you yet another replay cast. This time I've got a 7 versus 7 for you. And one of the biggest attractions we've got here right now is the ratings of the players. If you can see right now, the lowest rank points anyone has in this match is 1500, and it only goes up from there. Yes, this is going to be 7v7 on a map called Adaptive Tabula Rasa. So for those of you who don't know, a tabula rasa means blank slate in Latin, and this map kind of, fulfills that description, because you can see there is a wide open space in the middle, this plateau right here with a few puddles to, vary it slightly, and there are plenty of entrances and exits to this, well, not plateau, I should probably say valley. Yeah, plenty of entrances and exits to this valley from both sides. There are also some hidden passageways, or not hidden, but sort of side passageways directly between the starting locations of the two teams. So this map enables quite a lot of action and quite a lot of clever plays, as long as the players are up for it, which these guys are definitely going to be, because they're so high ranked. Anyway, with this map has got 35,000 base reclaim on itself. Most of it's situated around the middle in the form of many wreckages. You can see right here. There are also wreckages of some naval factories and some what looks like tanks underwater. But those aren't, those aren't nearly as important as what you've got going on in the middle. Now with this out of the way, let's go ahead and start introducing our players. Starting, of course, with Team 1. In the green corner, on the frontal left position, we've got ourselves Freshy, who we have seen before, in at least one cast, I'm pretty sure. At 1500 rank points, playing Cybran in fresh and fragrant orange, going first land. And moving further down south, in the frontal middle position, we've got ourselves Yami at 2000 rank points, playing Aeon in color confusion cyan, going first land and connecting that to 2 mass extractor points. So I'm wondering if he's gonna demolish this factory later or leave it at Tech 3 in order to get a maximum possible discount. We will see. On the frontal right flank position for Team 1 is going to be Jenstad at 1500 rank points, playing Cybran in coordinate red, going first land. Moving a little bit further inland or deeper into the territory of Team 1. First and foremost, between the two frontal slots, we've got ourselves Blast Shield at 1900 rank points, playing Aeon in blues blue, going first land. On the sort of leftmost central position, I would like to call it that, I think, or westernmost central position, something like that, we've got the star player of today's match, TheWheelie at 2500 rank points, an absolutely whopping amount, playing Aeon in emerald green, going first land. Further towards the north and towards the northwestern corner of the map, we've got yet another Aeon here. This time it's AchievedJaguar, also a super high skilled player, but I suppose not quite on par with TheWheelie just yet. At 2000 rank points, yes, playing Aeon in toxic green, or venomous green I should call that, I think I will call that, going first land. And last but not least, in the corner position for Team 1, we have got our only UEF player of this team. It's going to be Wesh at 1800 rank points, wearing Road Rage red and also going first land. Moving on to Team 2. In the yellow corner, starting from the frontal left flank position just as well, we've got ourselves Tryth at 1700 rank points, playing Cybran in Thalassophobia blue, going first land. Moving on towards the middle of the map, we've got NoOneCares on the frontal position at 1900 rank points, playing UEF in lime green, going first land. The furthermost player towards the right flank is going to be Morax at 1500 rank points, playing Cybran in wet concrete grey, going first land. Doubling back around towards the south, it's going to be Orokamono at 1800 ring points, playing UEF in life-given yellow, going first land and connecting some power generators to the future mass extractor, interestingly enough. The rightmost middle position, or the easternmost middle position, is going to be one of the two highest rated players of Team 2. This is going to be Blodir at 2400 rank points, playing Aeon in power play purple and going first to land. The penultimate position towards the corner is going to be one of the other star players, a very well-known one in the Forged Alliance Forever community. It's going to be Haachamachama, also known as Yudi, also formerly known as Shinobu, playing Cybran at 2300 rank points, wearing his signature pastel pink, going first land. And last but not least, for this particular match and for Team 2, we've got ourselves F-Odin at 1700 rank points, playing Seraphim in Taiga Green, going first land, and then for a Hydro Rush. Speaking of Hydro Rushes, it looks like most players on the map went for just that. Some of them where the Hydro point is quite far away are going for something else, but it looks like, for example, TheWheelie is just working with just the mass extractors for now, and still going for a Hydro Rush anyway. I wonder if he's got the power to sustain that. Looks like he doesn't have it in the moment, but probably will soon. Because the engineers have to reclaim some trees before they can actually build the Hydro. Lots and lots of commanders already heading towards the middle. You can see Blast Shield, you can see Yami and TheWheelie going from the left side. Oh yeah, I completely forgot. TheWheelie is a player also formerly known as Farm Sletje, from the Netherlands, also one of the more famous players in the Forged Alliance Forever community. A fourth commander going towards the middle in the form of AchievedJaguar. Has quite a ways to go, so he started early, but still, you know, still quite a ways to go. Already got Yami and NoOneCares clashing in the middle. As you'd expect, the closest players towards the middle are already clashing. It looks like Blast Shield for the moment has no contest whatsoever on the mass he is about to reclaim. No one's gone there, so that mass will be completely lost for Team 2. However, it looks like we've also got the exact opposite situation on the other side, with Orokamono being the only player with the access to the reclaim field towards the north. So overall it should even out for now. I suppose so. We've also got Morax as well as Jenstad also heading towards the enemy. It looks like, well, Morax is actually heading towards the middle reclaim field, while Jenstad is attempting to engage Tryth immediately. Well, of course, he will regret it also immediately, because, you know, there is a point defense turret right there. The engineers are reclaiming the tanks underwater, and yes, Jenstad is forced to retreat. Not a very wise decision on his part, but he does live to fight another day. Lots and lots of green, of course, going to be present on the map. It's going to be a little bit hard to orientate myself to see which green is friendly to which other green. But yeah, for now it looks like it's all pretty clear. We've got Orokamono, Morax, and NoOneCares on Team 2's side, and Yami, Jaguar, and TheWheelie on Team 1's side. Most of the reclaim has already been hoovered up. If we look at the reclaim numbers, we can see that we've got they're basically going neck and neck. Probably less than 1,000 difference in reclaim between the two. Team 1 slightly ahead, but you know, that is nothing too impressive. Nothing like, not a complete and horrible loss for Team 2. They can still definitely recover from that. And NoOneCares being pushed away quite heavily by Yami, who is expertly kiting NoOneCares' commander with the Aurora tanks. Well, as I say it, the tanks immediately come under fire from the commander and die extremely quickly, so not a little bit unlucky timing there, but you know, that's what we do here, right? Jaguar pressuring both Orokamono and Morax at the same time. I don't think that's going to work out for him too well. Even though there are some mantises coming in from Freshy, I don't think those will be enough to fight back against two commanders, even when paired up with another commander. So for now, even though Team 1 is pushing quite aggressively, I don't think anything will really come off of this push, because there is really nothing for them to take here. They can build those Tech 1 mass extractors right next to Team 2's base, but those will get demolished really quickly. They will probably just get, you know, just enough time to pay off, and then they will get demolished anyway. Hearts being currently constructed by the commander of TheWheelie, as well as an engineer from Freshy. Yes, building hearts out of walls. How very romantic, how very wholesome indeed. More walls being constructed by Tryth, trying to protect his base from the north. First upgrades going out for commanders. Currently we've only got Blodir working on a relatively fast Tech 2 at 6 minutes into the game. Yami is busy upgrading gun straight in the middle with the help of Blast Shield. Meanwhile, bombers coming in looking for easy targets to kill, like engineers and whatnot. In terms of high-tech air, which it's probably not the time to look at them yet. Second gun upgrade going for Yami. It looks like the Aurora tanks from Yami are still insistent on pushing in. I really don't believe this push makes any sort of sense, and you can clearly see that in the. I'm pretty sure that is the message TheWheelie is currently trying to deliver. You know, make love, not war. It's too early for war because there is nothing to fight over in there. So TheWheelie is just staying away and entertaining himself by building walls as he builds up his economy back home. So yes, in terms of high-tech air, we've currently got a Tech 2 factory again upgrading to Tech 3 for AchievedJaguar. Wesh currently seems to just be working on economy, doesn't have any sort of high-tech factories whatsoever. On the opposite side, we've got Yudi building up, also building up economy. Only working with Tech 2 land for now. F-Odin, meanwhile, has got himself 3 Tech 2 air factories, which are currently busy producing Notha bombers. We'll have to keep an eye out for that, because these Notha bombers could definitely put some hurt on Team 1, be it killing one commander or destroying somebody's economy. These Nothas are not to be underestimated. It looks like Yami is still insistent on pushing. This time he's much more powerful because he's got himself both double gun and shield, so he can afford to destroy a few Tech 2 point defense turrets quite easily. And even almost, even threatening NoOneCares as commander, who's only got 3,000 health left over. Of course, more turrets will be built up by Blodir, which you know happens everywhere. And yes, Blodir is also blocking the shots from the commander of Yami, not letting Yami destroy his turret, because he knows that the turrets are his main source of DPS in this situation. The Notha bombers are coming in. They are flying over the base of farms where they took quite a bit of damage. Now they are going for the power generators of AchievedJaguar, and pop go the power generators. Jaguar immediately, well actually never mind, that didn't hurt his economy at all. He's still sitting at a comfortable 4,000 energy. The Notha bombers will get shot down, so even though the Tech 1 power generators go down, it seems like Jaguar's team can still provide him with all the power he needs. So while the Nothas were successful, ultimately that was for naught, because all it did really was donate mass to Jaguar, which I'm pretty sure he's gonna be more happy than sad about, let's just call it that. More walls being constructed, this time by TheWheelie. Well, TheWheelie wasn't the main builder of walls the whole game. A tactical missile launcher being constructed by Blodir in the middle. He's currently got 2 missiles inside in the chamber. The first one is going out. Let's see where that's gonna fly. It looks like it's flying somewhere towards the north, as the commander of Freshy is done on the gun upgrade and is currently working on stealth. The tactical missile seems to be flying directly towards a few tactical missile defense units, and there it goes, so not very successful so far. The tanks of Yami are now threatening the positions of Tryth, but Tryth's commander has got himself Tech 2, so he will be able to repel them quite easily. Nothing to worry about there just yet. Firebase going out for Jenstad, not a very effective one. It's really more of a deterrent than a real, you know, firebase that is expected to combat anything. It looks like another missile is flying out from the missile launcher, which still hasn't killed anything and won't kill anything here either, because the awesome Aeon tactical missile defense was on point, as it usually is. Freshy is still working on that stealth. He is being currently threatened by gunships out from Morax, but I don't think one gunship is really going to do anything. It's just going to destroy a few mantises, get some free experience, but then the best thing it can do really is just fly away. Stealth also going out from Morax, so a parity of upgrades between Morax and Freshy about to be achieved. T2 being built up by Blast Shield, whose commander was unupgraded so far. Tech 3 Air has been achieved. There now for both F-Odin and AchievedJaguar. AchievedJaguar has achieved T3 Air, yes indeed. More Notha bombers being built up by F-Odin. Let's see how far these are gonna go. For now it seems like, well, it seems like they're only being used to repel the attack from Yami, which I'm pretty sure this attack could have been repelled either way by just, yeah, by a few Rhino tanks. Auroras drew out ranged Rhinos like we found out recently, but Rhinos have got so much health that it won't really matter. So it's probably not a very smart idea to reveal the Nothas just to, you know, kill some Auroras, especially considering the flak cannons that have now been added to the mix and will destroy these Nothas quite easily. Sensors going up for the wheelie. Currently we are achieving some sort of a lull. The players kind of agreed to for a non-aggression pact for now, as they are building up their economies. It looks like the person who has got the most economy, as expected for now, is going to be Yudi, with almost 200 at this point, although technically I'm pretty sure Wesh is going neck and neck with Yudi as of right now. Only working with Tech 2 power and only building up mass extractors, so not a lot of build capacity just yet. He has built some kennels, but you know, kennels are famously not super effective for any of that. Wesh's commander has now started work on a T3 power generator, so I guess he will be running out of power very shortly and needs another one. Another generator, I mean. It looks like Orokamono is trying to make some kind of a Tech 2 push happen here. His commander has got itself gun, T2 and shield, so quite a powerful commander indeed. Will be walking towards the positions of Yami, supported by the wheelie. It remains to be seen how much this commander can achieve. It will definitely destroy this one Tech 1 mass extractor. For now, looks like this commander isn't overcharging. I guess Orokamono is quite a big fan of manual overcharge. T3 land has also been achieved by quite a few players at this point. We can see T3 artillery rolling out from Blodir. It looks like... yeah, I'm assuming Yami will also be producing some of it. Although I'm not entirely sure where. Oh, it looks like the headquarters of the Tech 2 land headquarters, excuse me, Yami only is working only with Tech 2 land. It looks like the headquarters are being threatened by the commander and the T2 force of Orokamono. There's also got a very nice mix of Mongeese and pillars. Looks like the Mongeese do walk within range of the Wheelie's commander and die. We've got two commanders supported by a few Tech 1 and Tech 2 units versus a Tech 2 push and a super powerful commander. Looks like for now though, Orokamono will be forced to retreat. There is an Absolver, a shield disruptor on the field out from Blast Shield. And that shredded the shield on Orokamono real quick. While Absolvers do basically no damage to targets without shield, they shred those shields like Swiss cheese, leaving nothing operational. There are now Tech 2 point defense turrets being constructed on the field by Sparkies out from Orokamono. Always happy to see some Sparky action. It remains to be seen how successful they're going to be though, against two commanders as well as now Tech 3 land. Snipers and Absolvers being produced by Blast Shield. Ow, an Absolver gets hit by artillery here and gets destroyed actually. Absolvers aren't quite as squishy as Snipers, you know, Snipers have only got 500 health. Absolvers have 1200, but still, you know, those Absolvers, if they get hit by T3 artillery, they die all the same. The commander of Yami almost dies to the Snipers of Blodir. Was quite a rash decision indeed, but now it looks like his shield is back on, so he's gonna be fine for the moment. Unless he suddenly gets torpedoed, of course. The commander of the wheelie is still on the front line, still actually trying to accomplish something against the forces of Orokamono, who has now started work on a Tech 2 artillery installation. Well, that's ambitious. I mean, if it does go up, it will be completely devastating. It will reach quite a few targets for Team 2, if we can see the range of that thing. Yeah, it will reach the core mexes of Yami actually, so it is going to be quite devastating. But now Orokamono is being pressured from the other side by the commander of Freshy, supported by loyalist assault pods, so Tech 3 land also being achieved by Freshy. Freshy's own base though being pressured by Morax in the meantime. Unfortunately for Morax, it's just the commander though, and with no T2 or T3, he's gonna have some trouble, you know, fortifying the position, even if he doesn't manage to push Freshy back, which at this point it looks like he won't be able to because there are so many loyalists coming that, yep, Morax immediately turns tail and tries to hide underwater. More and more snipers being built up by both Blodir and Yami, but something interesting is happening in the meantime. NoOneCares has produced a Billy Nuke and is now firing the first Billy Nuke at the forces of Blast, seemingly. Let's see where that lands. Never mind, it's going for the main base of Yami. Yep, it is. Oh! Well, that didn't actually do anything. It didn't even kill, like, one of these... Yeah. That was quite a wasteful Billy Nuke. It seemed like it didn't kill anything. I think NoOneCares was hoping for somebody to retreat towards that position, but no, that didn't really work out all that well. A second Billy Nuke now being launched. This one might be more successful. Everybody's pinging that. Yep, the Billy Nuke does get destroyed by the superior Aeon tactical missile defense. Morax is still trying to make something happen on the northern flank, but still being pushed by Freshy. No problem whatsoever. I mean, pushed back into the water. T3 Air has been achieved by Jenstad in the meantime, as well as Morax himself. So, lots of players going for T3 Air on both sides. Blodir is saying he will make a UFO, and there he goes. Started work on a donut. Already 5% complete, will be going up relatively quickly indeed. Yet another Billy Nuke lands on the Tech 3 LAN headquarters of Freshy and destroys that. Yeah, Cybran buildings, of course, famous for having relatively low health. The Tech 3 headquarters stands absolutely no chance against the Billy Nuke. Freshy definitely needs to fortify his position with more TMD, because that's how you repel a Billy Nuke, by building tactical missile defense. Yet another Billy Nuke goes out from the commander of NoOneCares, who has already killed 8,000 mass worth of units at this point. Some of these, of course, were land spam, but, you know, others could in fact be from the Billy Nuke, most of it. Oh no, watch out, watch out! Oh! Freshy's commander was standing within the blast radius of the Billy Nuke, and there he goes. We've got our first ejection at 20 minutes into the game. This is going to be Freshy dying and his base being transferred to Wesh, which, of course, this game was being played as full share, as most high-skill games on FAF currently are. Another Billy Nuke goes for the core mass extractors of Freshy. As a T3 engineer is being dropped in this position, the Billy Nuke does land, does not shoot down the transport or destroy the engineer though, so luckily for Wesh in this case. It looks like in the middle everything is quiet so far, with the artillery installations and mobile artillery exchanging fire but not accomplishing too much. It should be noted, however, that TheWheelie at this point is actually kind of catching up to everybody at 323 mass per second already. He has constructed a quantum gateway and currently is just building more and more support commanders with the Rast preset, of course. The famous Aeon Rastcoms. From what I remember, I think the Aeon Rastcoms have the best mass output of all Rastcoms, of all three factions, because, you know, Seraphim don't have those. The donut has been completed now from Blodir. Our first experimental of the game is going to be a Majestic Tsar, which is currently going straight for the positions of Blast Shield. And interestingly, Blast is walking towards the donut. What is going on, Blast? You need to run. Blast, what are you doing? Blast? Hello? Can you please... Nope, it's too late. And even his shields aren't trying to support the commander. The shields aren't trying to support the commander, I mean. So Blast goes down. Immediately all the fighters in the game are flying in. The donut does get shot down, but it looks like Team 1 is in position to take a serious air loss here, because the fighters from F-Odin are cleaning up all the fighters out from AchievedJaguar. Jaguar himself, meanwhile, has completed his own donut. So that donut will be staying around and protecting, I guess, protecting the wreckage of the other donut. It shouldn't get too close because it will also get shot down by fighters. Another Billy Nuke is being launched at the Omni Sensor array. This is definitely worth it. If you can take out an enemy Omni Sensor, that is absolutely worth it. If we look at Team 1's vision right now, we can see that, well, they can still see the entire base of Tryth. Couldn't see the fighters out from Freshy, Morax and F-Odin. The next Billy Nuke is being launched at the wreckage of the donut. Let's see how much mass it destroys. 18,000 mass reclaim as of now. Boom, pop goes the Billy Nuke, 11,000, so yes. Still, the wreckage loses 7,000 mass whenever it gets hit by a Billy Nuke. A Galactic Colossus now completed by Blodir. On the other side of the world, though, we've got Wesh working with a Novax satellite as well as a Fat Boy. The Novax is currently helping Wesh defend the northern positions formerly belonging to Freshy, because there is now a Rambo com out from Morax trying to make something happen, but once again failing miserably. Cybran Rambo comms, as I've recently found out, aren't that great at all. There is now a commander from Orokamono trying to score some free kills on those loyalists. The commanders could still get 2 more ranks of veterancy, so it's worth trying. As long as you don't get deep fried by the hostile laser from the surface. He's actually trying to reclaim the charred remains of the Rambo com, which, yeah, makes a lot of sense. But yeah, like I've been saying, Cybran Rambo coms really aren't that good. All they've got to show for their Rambo stuff is an EMP cannon which stuns the enemy land units, and they've got the nano repair system, but you know, no shield, no big health increases, none of that sort. A Monkey Lord has been constructed by Tryth, pushing against the base of Jenstad, who is already running, caught wind of the Monkey Lord, so now he's just gonna be running. Yeah, they can't see the Monkey Lord, but I am sure they knew about it. There that goes. It will destroy the forward fire base, which was already being pressured by what looks like artillery. There is a donut from AchievedJaguar in the area now, so that donut should have no problem. 2 donuts, in fact, now should have no problem whatsoever cleaning up the Monkey Lord. Let's just watch that unfold. The Monkey Lord loses health quite rapidly. Indeed, it will probably die. Yeah, it will die even before it gains its first rank of veterancy. There that goes. So the Monkey Lord does end up being a mass donation for Team 1. A Galactic Colossus was trying to attack the positions of, well, the positions of TheWheelie, really, formerly belonging to Blast Shield. TheWheelie's Rastcoms have gone underwater, trying to construct a Tempest experimental battleship in this tiny pond right next to the base of Tryth. I'm sure Tryth isn't very happy about that, because the region of the Tempest is quite insane indeed. So if we can see, yeah, see the red circle right there. If the Tempest completes it, we'll be able to safely hit the entire base of Tryth, which is, yeah, not very great. There is a serious fire base here for Tryth. A ton of, what are they called again? T2 artillery installations. Blodir is trying his best to help, trying to, you know, get a Galactic Colossus close and destroy the Tempest, but the Tempest does go up, and the Galactic Colossi do get repelled by the enemy donuts. It looks like Jenstad has started work on some whaler gunships, which will be very much sufficient to push away the bricks, because the bricks are completely helpless against air, unless they are supported by bouncers. In the meantime, though, it's worth pointing out that Yudi is already working with 900 mass per second, greatly surpassing both TheWheelie and Wesh. Has started work on 3 Novax satellites at once, and look at all these mass fabricators. Holy Congadero! Look at this. 4 mass extractors, and yeah, he seems to have a specific template for building those. It's 4 T3 mass fabricators, and will cross to, you know, supported by a whole bunch of mass storage units. So normally those mass fabricators produce 16 mass per second, but if we look at this one, we can see that this one is producing 18, so a little bit more efficiency there, using a relatively cheap mass storage units to produce more mass than he otherwise would. A second Tempest now completes for TheWheelie in the same pond. The Tempests are now firing at the positions of Tryth as well as his bricks. Of course, the bricks are also completely helpless against the Tempests. They are currently hiding underwater, trying to stay away from those Tempests. Yudi has constructed his first Novax. No doubt very soon we'll have like 4 more. The Novax out from Wesh is looking for easy targets, and it looks like there are tactical missiles being fired at the Tempests. Those missiles, if you're wondering, are actually coming out from not just Tryth himself, who's working with 4. There are also Seraphim missile support commanders being produced by F-Odin. So if you can see right here, yeah, we've got 4 missile comms out from F-Odin. These things have the rapid fabricator upgrade on them, as well as the tactical missile launcher, so they are capable of producing those tactical missiles at extreme speeds. But it looks like that won't be a problem anymore, because TheWheelie has constructed a whole bunch of TMD units to protect those Tempests as well. And now, look at this, he is now working with the Rambo support commanders. Those things are much better than the Cybran ones. Look at this, 40,000 health in shields. So a total of 55,000 health for every Rambo com, and they've also got splash damage for their main weapon. That's the other Rambo upgrade for the Aeon Rambo com, and they've got the base DPS of 300, so 300 splash DPS for every single one of those things. They are basically indestructible to most conventional weaponry because they've got 55,000 health each, and they will be more than enough to clean up all of these bricks as long as they can keep their distance, because I'm pretty sure they also outrange the bricks as well. There is a Billy Nuke coming in to try and stop them, but the Billy Nuke only does like 16,000 damage, so that won't be enough to kill any one of them. And in fact, I think it's gonna do more harm than good as it clips a few bricks out from Tryth. So yeah, not a very effective, Billy, let's just say that. More and more satellites coming out from Yudi, already working with 6. Is that 6? No, it's 5. I'm working on the 6th right now, as we speak. 3 donuts, on the other hand, being constructed by AchievedJaguar. The Novaxes are currently bombarding the base of Wesh, which, you know, was the highest eco player in the game. Now, of course, being greatly surpassed by TheWheelie and being bombarded by Yudi definitely doesn't help. It looks like, yeah, the fat boy out from Wesh is still operational, still protecting the forward positions, which are also very well protected from Billy Nukes. Of course, NoOneCares is still trying to make the most of his own Billy Nuke, trying to, you know, clean up whatever he can. It looks like there is yet another Tempest being queued up by TheWheelie. A whole host of support commanders. These are Rascoms, not Rambo coms. A whole host of Rascoms walking towards another small pond near the middle, or in the middle. Trying to build up a few Tempests. Looks like they will get some shields done first. The Rambo coms, meanwhile, are pushing and completely demolishing the positions of Tryth. All those T3 factories that were busy producing bricks before will now be subject to destruction, extremely rapid destruction. I should point out. Hunter assault pods being produced in an effort to, you know, waste the damage from the Rambo comms, but it looks like they aren't very phased because, you know, there are just so many Rambo comms at this point that the hunters get blasted away without any trouble, really. It doesn't matter that the damage is wasted when there is just so much damage that there is enough for everything. The missile comms out from F-Odin are now attempting to construct a defensive position to help Tryth repel the threat of the enemy Rambo comms. So we've got yeah, support commander on support commander action. It doesn't look too good for them though, because there are 2 Tempests firing upon them as well, so those turrets shouldn't last very long. Of course, they do now have access to Seraphim shields, which can hold up at least 2 Tempest shots. But, you know, eventually with the help of the Rambo comms, they should be able to punch through either way. A nuke being launched by... Yep, the nuke will be launched towards this fire base. That's the only place that is not protected by tactical strategic missile defense, sorry. It is being fired by Yami. He's the only one in the game right now with a nuke launcher. Well, TheWheelie is saying it's the worst nuke he's seen in 3 months. Well, look, everything else is protected by SMD, so at least he fired it, okay? The nuke has in fact destroyed 24,000 mass, so it definitely has paid off. That's not too bad. A relatively large force being accumulated by Blodir on the northern flank. It looks like he is working on... yeah, he's working with, 4 Galactic Colossi, with the 5th joining very shortly. There's also Fat Boy out from Orokamono. The Novaxes from Wesh are now harassing anything they can get their hands on, really, or their beams trained on, I should say. Nothing without shields is safe. Because of these satellites, there are now 4. He's probably making more as we speak. Let me see. Yeah, there you go. There's the 5th satellite being constructed. But what is this? Oh, what is that? Look, there is a teleportation mark here, and that's Morax's commander. He teleports right in. He destroys the satellite under construction immediately. Targets the commander of Wesh. Wesh stands absolutely no chance. There are no turrets protecting anything. The commander still destroys Wesh's commander. Starts blasting, destroying the Novax satellites. It looks like, yeah, all of the base has been transferred to TheWheelie. It looks like, or no, AchievedJaguar, sorry. The commander is teleporting away now, but it feels like it will probably destroy quite a few Novaxes and power generators before it retreats. Look at this. The targeting, yep, there goes one Novax, down goes the power generator, which hurt Morax's commander, I'm pretty sure, but he doesn't mind too much. There you go. All of the Novaxes are gonna get destroyed because, yep, there you go. Just enough time to destroy all of the Novaxes before he teleports out of the way. Looks like successful. There is only one turret attacking him right now. Yep. There he goes. Glad I didn't miss that. Meanwhile, more and more the donuts being produced by AchievedJaguar. Those are all his, right? Yeah. Hard to tell between AchievedJaguar and TheWheelie in this particular game. It looks like Morax is still trying to make life miserable for the former positions of Freshy, formerly also the positions of Wesh. The ambassador bombers from NoOneCares are bombarding those core mexes. Mexes have been destroyed, they are now being reclaimed. Another Billy Nuke should finish off the whole thing. Might also hit the Fat Boy, might not. Actually, let's see that. Whether it can hit the Fat Boy or not. It looks like, nope, it just hit the mexes that have already been destroyed. The satellites from Yudi, on the other hand, are trying to target these Tempests. And while the health on Tempest is depleting quite rapidly, all it has to do is just dive underwater and it will be completely safe. The donuts, of course, could also be targeted by the Novaxes. It's a little bit hard to pull off because, you know, Novaxes can't actually target air units. They can only target the land underneath. But yeah, the donuts can just fly out the way and that will be the end of story. Looks like the Novaxes will now start harassing the base of Jenstad. This does not bode very well because, you know, Jenstad is working with Cybran shields. Oh, look at the devastation already. So many power generators destroyed. And it looks like the Novaxes aren't done just yet. They could do even more damage here because, you know, everything is now open. Already targeting one shield. Hey, give me all of those laser beams. Oh, yep, it's an absolute rave here of these laser beams. Oh god, everything gets demolished. I wonder if his quantum gateway will survive in this case. Let me see. Yeah, the quantum gateway does survive, but Jenstad basically has no base at this point. Just a bunch of mass extractors that will be overflowing mass. A whole bunch of strategic bombers are trying to attack the positions of Orokamono. Interestingly enough, these aren't Aeon bombers because, you know, Yami's playing Aeon. Those were Cybran bombers and they didn't accomplish anything. They just got shot down. A huge push on the northern side by all of the Galactic Colossi out from Blodir. It looks like they will be met with 5 donuts though, with 2 more on the way. So those Galactic Colossi, while they are supported by a whole bunch of anti-air, will that really be adequate enough to stop 7 donuts? Well, let's see in a moment. Yeah, the fighters from F-Odin are landing for some reason when they should probably be attacking the donuts right now. It looks like the Colossi realize that they are a little bit screwed and start retreating, but the donuts will not let up anymore. Look at the health just evaporate on that Galactic Colossus. Look, 70,000, 60,000, 50,000. It's not even close. The Colossi are completely melting under the overwhelming power of the donuts. It looks like the fighters out from F-Odin were already destroyed, or maybe they retreated, I'm not sure. More fighters flying in from both Morax and F-Odin. Looks like these are, there you go, the fighters from F-Odin do fly in finally, but they all fly into the lasers of the donuts. There go the fighters from Morax as well, and while the donuts are dropping, the fighters are dropping a lot faster. The Galactic Colossi stand absolutely no chances still. Yeah, 2 donuts have fallen already, but it looks like the last Colossus is about to go as well. Yes, there it goes. Oh! The wreckage of the donut that has recently fallen has disappeared. I'm assuming it's due to all the laser beams from the donuts, and yeah, it looks like Morax is still working with 5, so yeah, even though 2 of them were shot down, they definitely did their job, destroyed a whole bunch of GCs and a whole bunch of other related spam, not to mention the fighters, so right now it looks like, oh yeah, and while that was happening, the Rambo comms from TheWheelie have gained in numbers, and they keep, you know, constructing fire bases every which way. They are working with a whole bunch of T3 shields as well. So how many satellites are there? Let me just see real quick. Yeah, the 12 satellites from Yudi are doing absolutely nothing to stop these Rambo comms. Yeah, sure, you can destroy like 1 shield generator or 2, but then what? What exactly is that gonna do? They will just build more shields. Now a Billy Nuke might do substantially more damage. But once again, Billy Nukes can't kill those things, they are way too survivable for that, so it remains to be seen what exactly Team 2 can do to stop these. They're just building more shields, more SAM launchers, more everything, and it's like nothing is really stopping them. Yeah, the missile, the Billy Nuke falls short, and now the Donuts have arrived. The Donuts, supported by a whole bunch of gunships from Jenstad, and the fighters of both Jenstad and Jaguar, are going, what seems like they're going straight for the jugular. They're going for the bases of both Yudi and F-Odin. And while there are tons of anti-air SAM launchers here, it's not entirely clear if that's going to be enough to stop them. So at first it seems like they will be targeting the strategic missile defense, which will melt in half a second. Then they are targeting the economy of Yudi. Oh, look at all those Novaxes getting destroyed. Oh, 2 donuts fall down, but more donuts are just pushing in. They destroy Yudi's commander once again in less than a second. They keep going. The satellite stations have been transferred to Blodir, but now there are more donuts flying overhead. A strategic launch has been detected. You can see it's going for the base of F-Odin, which the donuts mostly ignored. They just destroyed the SMDs and moved on. All of the Novax stations will melt. The donuts keep falling down, but there are no fighters in the area, only some SAM launchers. And while the RASCOMs from Yudi, well, formerly belonging to Yudi, now belonging to Blodir, are constructing some SAM launchers, that is not going to be enough. They are now on the run, and the donuts are about to fall on top of them, causing a massive chain reaction. No! Down go a whole bunch of support commanders, and in the background you can see the nuke dropping on the base of F-Odin, and it looks like his commander was in the area, so he dies as well. Woo! What a fight! All of the donuts have been shot down, but look at how much damage they have done. Yeah, the economies are now completely uncomparable. 2,000 mass per second for Team 1 versus less than 1,000 for Team 2. There is like, yeah, it is fluctuating. Sometimes it even shows 7,000 per second, but that's all because of the reclaim that they are currently gaining. Now, in terms of what else, what kind of answers Team 2 could possibly have to that, well, they are working with one Duke. NoOneCares also control K's out of the game. It feels like he's had enough as well. Yeah, they do have currently one Duke for Orokamono working on yet another. They also have 2 telemaser comms for Tryth and Morax. The Tryth is working on the telemaser as we speak, or on teleporter more specifically. Yeah, it looks like there are no late game devices for Morax, so I suppose the last thing he's hoping for is a successful telemaser. Morax is asking Tryth where you're heading, and Tryth replies to farms. Of course, they want to kill the highest rated player on the opposing team to have any sort of chance of survival. It looks like the strategic bombers from Yami are still trying to bomb. Looks like, yeah, they were probably trying to bomb the nuke eliminator out from Orokamono, but didn't quite manage it. Yet more donuts being built up by AchievedJaguar, already up to 4 after losing like 8 of them. Two Tempests in the middle pond here for TheWheelie. Absolutely incredible job by the Rastcoms, who have also protected the Tempests with a whole bunch of shields and TMD. So nothing can stop these Tempests now, and they will just have an absolutely leisurely time blasting away the positions of Morax as well as Orokamono. Looks like the Dukes are firing upon the bases of AchievedJaguar. Oh, there you go, there's the teleport out from Tryth, but he gets immediately blown up because there was a whole bunch of support commanders out from TheWheelie in the area, and you know, those things, they do 300 DPS, even if they aren't as good as Rambo comes, and there you go. There goes Tryth. The artillery is still bombarding. It looks like, yeah, it's trying to destroy the mass extractors, or might be targeting the commander of AchievedJaguar specifically. Yami is telling Jaguar to suicide one of the donuts on top of the SMD, because I guess, yeah, he wants to finish the game with the nice little nuke. A whole bunch of scouts going out for Morax, which, you know, it goes without saying that they were scouting the whole time. There goes Morax, teleports on top of the wheelie. He might be more successful because with the wheelie is outside of the shield. Walks underneath another shield. Morax is losing health rapidly. Remember, he can't gain veterancy because he's already rank 5. Morax blows up a generator, but now he gets deep fried by the Colossus from behind. Out from, who was that again? Frick, I forgot. Yami, right? Yeah, there you go. There goes Morax. And in the meantime, the donuts are flying in. It looks like, yeah, there are 2 donuts. One of them is flying directly on top of a Duke, so the Dukes will go down, most likely. The other donut does get on top of the SMD, so the SMD is as good as dead at this point. Yep, there you go. Don't even have to suicide the donut in order to actually destroy the SMD. And there you go. Was actually 3 donuts falling on top of the Dukes. Took out all of the Dukes, and that was pretty much everything that Team 2 had left over. It looks like the Rambo comms are engaging against the Galactic Colossus, and the Galactic Colossus is losing because there are just so many Rambo comms in the area, and there you go. After Orokamono hears that strategic launch detected, he control case out of the game. Whew, what a match, what a match. Look at this. At 42 minutes into the game, TheWheelie is already working with 1300 mass per second, and all the while building Tempests, building a whole bunch of T3 shields, which, you know, those things are also really expensive. If you can see right here, yeah, 2400 mass per shield generator. All of these Tempests, all of these donuts. Of course, most donuts were built by AchievedJaguar, but still, oh my goodness. Yeah, TheWheelie absolutely carrying this game.
Come on!
If you don't know, TheWheelie is very often engages in this kind of tomfoolery with Rambo comms, and it's always a pleasure to watch, especially when it works out so well. Look, the Rambo comms took over all of this territory right here where my mouse is, and then after the bases of F-Odin and Yudi were destroyed, the Rambo comms just walked through these and then engaged directly against the bases of, well, I think that was formerly the base of NoOneCares, but yeah, at this point belonging to Orokamono, and there was nothing stopping them. Like, 1 Galactic Colossus isn't enough. I'm pretty sure at this point even like 3 GCs wouldn't be able to stop these. So yeah, a great showcase of Rambo comms, Tempests, donuts, and of course Novax satellites, though I'd say donuts and the Rambo comms are definitely stars of the show. So yeah, if this is going to be it for today, for my cast. So if you enjoyed this one, consider liking and subscribing, and maybe even leaving a comment down below if you want to see more. For now though, this is all I've got for you for today, so goodbye, take care everybody, stay safe, and I hope to see you soon again on the battlefields of the future.